Hello.
Not yet, it seems, sir. She'll join very
Wait,
soon.
wait, 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 wait.
I have texted her. She'll join right now.
Asha, can you ring up Devika? Find out if she has a problem joining.
Sir, she said she is joining. Uh,
Okay, fine, fine, fine.
yeah, I'll just ring her, sir. Yeah, sir, she's here, I think. I just saw her here.
Okay, okay. Ask
Devika?
her, ask her if we can begin.
Hi, Asha. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. Shall we begin then?
Yeah. Morning, Devika.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. I'm just trying to share my screen because I have a small presentation. So, can you give me 2 minutes to just quickly load that?
Yeah, sure. Meanwhile, let me just introduce you to the department. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's research forum.
Right.
Today
Okay.
we
Thank
have
you.
Ms. Devika V, Assistant Professor, St. Albert's Autonomous College, Ernakulam. She is a busker since 2019 and is associated with Busking Kochi, which aims to take art to people for social causes. Devika was a TEDx speaker and spoke on the topic Breaking the Stencil at TEDx FISAT 2018. She is very much into visual and verbal storytelling. She writes under the Instagram handle Forest Child Stories from Sari Falls. Hearty welcome, Devika, to the research forum organized by the Department of English, University of Calicut. A lot of her students are here too. Hearty welcome to the students of St. Albert's. Devika shall be speaking on busking, a narrative of voices, spaces, and art. Hearty welcome, Devika. You can start your presentation now.
Please switch on your camera too.
Thank you, Asha. I'm having like a small network issue. It's not a big deal, but I'm just trying to load my presentation. It's almost done.
Okay.
I'm really sorry for this slight delay that I'm causing. It's loading, so I'm also trying to join from my laptop.
Okay, okay.
No, easy does it. Don't worry. This happens all the time. Don't worry. Just relax. Take your time.
Thank you, sir.
Devika?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. This is taking a little bit of a time, so I'm not wasting my time or if anybody else is here by waiting for this to load. So when it comes on, I will share it. Meanwhile, I think I'll start off so that we all don't have to wait any longer.
All right.
Just a minute. On sharing,
I hope that's okay.
you sometimes what happens is instead of window, tab would be shown. So if you click on tabs rather than windows, I think probably a presentation will come through. Sometimes you have this problem.
So the problem is actually, I think, with the network because my Meet was not loading on my laptop, but now it's fine. So I think I'll start
Okay.
sharing and you can let me know if the presentation is visible.
Yeah, please. It's coming on.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah.
Devika, we can see your slides. The first one is on.
Okay.
Yes, okay. Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to come on full screen. Okay. So I believe I can start.
Sure, sure, sure.
Thank you. Hi everyone. My name is Devika. So I am actually here in college and I am taking my session from here. So I just would like to begin by thanking everybody at the Department of English, University of Calicut for actually giving me this opportunity. It's a little unbelievable to know that I'm sitting here and speaking to such creative and intellectually oriented crowd, and it's a great honor on my part. So when Asha asked me what I would essentially be talking about today, it didn't take me much time to decide on speaking a little bit about busking, on the process and how it falls into place with our subject, but just not with our subject, but in general as well. So I would just like to take this opportunity to welcome you all to this small session that I'll be having on busking, a narrative of voices, spaces, and art. So to begin, I would like to start off by drawing your attention to what the dictionary meaning or the dictionary definition of the word busking is. Busking, according to most dictionaries, is entertaining by dancing, singing, reciting, juggling, etc. on streets or public places. And in most cases, this is an act which is performed to collect money as well. It is for monetary purposes as well. So I'm not sure if many of us were initially familiar with this term called busking or what it actually requires of us. Busking is a social and open public place oriented activity, which I think is very popular in the West. We would often see singers and dancers and jugglers performing on various corners of the street. They'll be taking their art to the public, and in most cases, these artists would be paid for what they're doing, not by an institution or by a company, but by the open, space that is allowed to them by the people who are actually there watching the performance. Now, this is a very, to be honest, this is a very limited definition of the word busking. And I'm not sure if it's a very popular term in India either. But in Kerala, I think along with us, busking Kochi, there are a couple of other people who are also doing it. But interestingly, it's not a very popular term. It might be a popular process, but I don't think we have yet associated the word busking with the process that we're doing. So the dictionary definition is that you entertain people by dancing or singing or juggling or whatever your piece of art is, and you take it to the people in a public place, and you are essentially paid in exchange for the act that you're doing. It's just trying to use art as a social medium or something that you would take it into an open space to communicate with the people. But to be honest, there is a more holistic definition of the word busking or the process of busking. Busking is, to be open about it, a process of taking art wherever you go. Essentially, we do have, especially Ernakulam and especially Kerala in general, we do see a rise in the number of open mic performances and poetry, speaking poetry performances, and the venues and opportunities which are available to us is also increasing. But busking is not that exactly. Busking does not require a selected venue with permission from the officials and then a whole official program of introducing and welcoming and then getting into the act with a thank you at the end. Busking is not a process that follows such a hierarchical order of events where one happens after the other. Busking is the process of taking art with yourself and you can go wherever with it. And it is communicating through art to create awareness, to humanize conversations, and to connect with the general public. Oftentimes, we are faced with this perspective that art is something that is difficult to understand, or art has to be something that is associated with an intellectual crowd. Art is something which, imagine when two people are speaking about art, maybe a common human being or a common person should not understand exactly. So there is a sense of elitism which is sometimes associated with that. I'm not the person to say if it is always associated or if it's never associated, but I do believe that oftentimes I found it being associated with things like that. And especially when we go for art exhibitions with whatever medium that it may be, I've often overheard people asking, what does this mean? And then the other person saying it's not something that everybody is supposed to understand. So there is a general perspective of art, no matter what medium it is, that is associated with it. But busking sort of tries to break that perspective that you have about art. It's trying to communicate. The simple idea is communicating. To give you a little perspective, when I started busking back in 2019, a mutual friend of ours came and asked me, Devika, would you like to write? I had been writing, I had been sharing what I was writing, and I had been communicating with people about writing. So when a friend of mine came and asked me, would you like to write for a function? It's a program that we are organizing. So would you like to come for it? So I asked, of course, was my first answer before asking what it is. When it was writing and trying to do creative things, my first initial answer would always be yes. And then I'd ask for the details. So I asked her what it is, what it's happening or what is going to happen. And she told me that it's busking. So we're going to busk. We're going to sit in an open space of a cafeteria and we're going to busk. So I had no idea what it was, but then I was very enthusiastic and I agreed. And then I went for the program, which was organized by a collective called Busking Kochi. I will tell you a little bit about Busking Kochi and its functioning later, but this was my first stint with the collective. It's not an organization, but it's a collective. And in all its senses, we collect. We are open and we have more performers and artists coming to us all the time, and it's a family that is constantly growing. So I went there and I had no idea what I was supposed to do, but I went because I was enthusiastic and I wanted to write. So the founder of Busking Kochi, Sriram KV, he was the one who briefed us on what busking is and what the idea is. So he told us we will be visited by a lot of people who might come to eat in the cafeteria or people who may have heard of the program and are coming. We have all kinds of people coming in. So you just have to sit with them. You have to talk to them. And after talking, whatever it is that you feel like writing, you can write it and give it to them. And I was like, that's it? What are the parameters? Because I think we as human beings have been conditioned for too long to search for parameters, to search for rules, and to have some sort of lines or boundaries drawn so that we know what to do. This did not have any kind of boundaries. So it was very difficult, very surprising that something like this could actually happen. And then that was my first time of busking for someone. And it was an incredible experience. We sat down, people would come to us and we would tell them what it is. We're like, would you like to sit down with us and talk? Maybe at the end of it, maybe I can write a poem for you, or maybe you can write a poem for me, or maybe there are all kinds of artists when it comes to busking. I hope it's okay if I speak in a little bit of Malayalam as well, Asha?
Yeah, absolutely fine.
We all do that.
Okay, all right, that's great. Okay, all right, awesome. Thank you. So, നമുക്ക് ഇരിക്കാം, കുറച്ചു നേരം സംസാരിക്കാം, എന്തെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ വരയ്ക്കാം, എഴുതാം, അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ ചെയ്താൽ എന്താ? So the people who came to us were like, you actually want to do this. So what do we? So the first question is always, so what do we pay? And we were like, see, you don't pay anything. We just sit and do this. And നമുക്ക് ഇരുന്ന് സംസാരിക്കാം. ഇതിന് പൈസ നിങ്ങൾ തരേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. നമുക്ക് അല്ലാതെ തന്നെ കുറച്ചു നേരം ഇരിക്കാം, കുറച്ചു നേരം സംസാരിക്കാം, കുറച്ച് സമയം നമുക്ക് സ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്യാം. അപ്പൊ conversations in a humanized way, to humanize conversations, to take it to more people, and to connect with people. That is the basic premise or the basic principle upon which busking works. Busking has very less rules, but the only rule that we have is this: we need to create more conversations, we need to speak to more people, we need to make more spaces to use words or art. That was the idea. So so busking has all kinds of performing art. It could be music, it could be poetry, illustrations, paintings, doodling. No matter what it is, it can be all of that. For example, when I started off by writing in English. I would write small poetries in English. But the more I started doing it, I did not have the courage, to be really honest. I did not have the courage to start writing in Malayalam. മലയാളത്തിനെ അതിന്റെ രീതിയിൽ ഉപയോഗിക്കാനുള്ള അത്രയും ധൈര്യം എനിക്ക് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. പക്ഷെ ഇറ്റ്സ് ബസ്കിംഗ് വിച്ച് ഗേവ് മീ the strength to do it. So I started off by writing 2 lines in Malayalam. Then I started getting more comfortable with it. So I started writing and giving, poetry as a small prose works in both Malayalam and in English. So, and then there is painting. So there's all kinds of paintings. We have portrait artists, we have doodlers, we have illustrators, we have watercolor artists. So, and then we also have singing. We've had singers, we've had guitarists performing with us. So they would sit and sing the songs requested if they know about it, or they would sing songs for them. So this is how it went. In open public spaces where people can engage in conversations with the artists and go back with art in their hands and actually in their hearts as well. So it was difficult for people to believe that something like this was actually happening. They're like, why are you doing this? What is the monetary outcome that you get from this activity? And we were like, actually nothing. And slowly what we started to do is, the first busking event that I went for was an event which was organized to raise funds for the Kerala floods. So we were just trying to, the community was trying to come out from the second wave of floods that we had in Kerala. So we wanted to contribute to the Chief Minister's disaster relief fund, or the flood relief fund. So we had kept a small box and we said, there is no compulsion, absolutely no compulsion for you to pay, because not everybody who comes there carries money with them, or maybe not everybody has the capacity to pay. So the activity was not done with the intention of getting them to pay, but we said we do have something like this. We are aiming to give all the money that we get from this to the disaster relief fund. So we did get small contributions from a couple of people who came, so we collected them and we handed it over, we gave it to the disaster relief fund. So it does not have specific rules that it has to be paid. There has to be an exchange of money, or we would have illustrators or artists with us who have their original work, which they would like to, give to the public. So we would have separate stands for that. There was no binding rule or necessity that this has to be done like this. No. The ultimate role of busking is always this: we need to use art. We want to use art to create more conversations, to create communication, to create spaces for us to occupy, and to create art, if possible, from this exchange that we were having. So this is the more holistic definition of busking, because when I was reading up about what was available online about busking, because I wanted to speak about what is available online, I saw that it was very limited, it was very sparse, and it was a very binding definition. So I don't think we can define busking, because I personally believe that defining is a process which may, of course, it might help us to gain some clarity about things. But in a lot of things, definitions oftentimes, I think, close up a lot of windows, which I think must be kept open so that you can have a better view. So moving on, I do want to tell you guys a little bit about what busking Kochi is. So officially, busking Kochi started off as Kerala busking. It started off with a man called Sriram KV. He is a resident of Kochi. He is a friend of ours. He's a wonderful person. So Sriram had once gone to Jaipur Literary Festival, where he found a person who was busking for people. She had a typewriter with her. She had carried it all the way to Jaipur. So she would just sit in corners. She would try to engage in conversations with people. And based off of those conversations, she would quickly type pieces of poetry or little bits of messages that she wanted to tell them, or whatever images she got from it. And then she would just hand it over to the people. And this sort of made Sriram very curious. And he spoke to her. And from there, he realized that this is something that I could do back in Kerala. And then he brought it back to Kochi. He brought it back to Kerala. And it started off as Kerala busking. That is how it started off. But then later, with the flood relief event that I spoke of before, with the one that I attended and a lot of others attended, that's when it slowly started growing into a collective. Initially, it was actually just Sriram and a couple of performers like writers like Priya Varghese, who's another Kochi-based writer, and Bhaskar. So it started off like that. They performed at the Calicut flea market, and they performed at a couple of program, Busking for Kerala, which was organized on the 22nd and 23rd of August 2019 at East India Cafe, Panampally Nagar, was the program that actually brought the community together as a collective. A lot of new writers and doodlers and artists joined. I was lucky to be one of them. And from there, it started to grow into a whole organized program. Organized in the sense we would decide places to meet up, we would decide a time, and we would open it up. Anybody who's free to come can join us. So the public Instagram page of Busking Kochi, which if you're interested, I've actually put the Instagram page. It's at Busking Kochi. It's the public page of Busking Kochi. This is a platform which shares an incredibly wide variety of art, as much as we can. And each of them, every single piece of art that you see in the page of Busking Kochi was actually born from a conversation had with another human being. So this is also a little bit about Busking Kochi. We had the incredible opportunity to be a part of a lot of spaces. We got spaces to occupy. That's literally actually what we do. അത് നമ്മൾ ഞാനിപ്പോൾ spaces occupy ചെയ്യണമെന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ശരിക്കും literally through literature and art we are doing it, but we are actually physically doing it as well. ഞങ്ങൾ ഇപ്പോൾ Kriti Book Festival 2019 Kriti Book Festival, we had the incredible opportunity to be a part of that. So we actually went there. ഒരു ചെറിയൊരു സ്പേസ് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് അലോട്ട് ചെയ്തു തന്നു. അപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾ അവിടുത്തെ ബെഞ്ചും ഡെസ്കും ഒക്കെ വലിച്ചിട്ട് ഒരു കസേരയൊക്കെ ഇട്ട് ബസ്കിംഗ് കൊച്ചി എന്നൊരു ചാർട്ട് പേപ്പറിലൊക്കെ എഴുതി ഒട്ടിച്ച് ഞങ്ങൾ അവിടെ ടൈപ്പ് റൈറ്ററും പെയിന്റിംഗ് എന്താണ് കളേഴ്സും പേനയും പെൻസിലും കുറെ പേപ്പറുകളൊക്കെ ആയിട്ട് അവിടെ ഇരുന്ന് ഞങ്ങളിങ്ങനെ ഇരുന്നു. എന്നിട്ട് ആൾക്കാർ ഇങ്ങനെ പുസ്തകം വാങ്ങാൻ പോകുമ്പോൾ ബസ്കിംഗ് കൊച്ചി എന്ന് എഴുതി വെച്ചിട്ട് കാണുമ്പോൾ അവർക്ക് ഒരു സംശയമാണ്, ഇത് എന്താ അങ്ങനെ എന്താണെന്ന് അറിയാൻ ഒരുപാട് പേര് വന്നു. ഒരുപാട് പേര് മുന്നോട്ട് വന്നപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾ എന്താണെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ അവർക്ക് ക്യൂരിയോസിറ്റി ആയി. അപ്പോൾ അവരിരുന്നു, എന്നാൽ ഞങ്ങൾക്കും കൂടെ ഇതൊന്ന് ചെയ്യണം. അങ്ങനെ ഞങ്ങൾ ഇരുന്ന് ഒരുപാട് ആൾക്കാരെ കണ്ടു, കോൺവെർസേഷൻസ് ഉണ്ടായി. ഇപ്പോൾ as far as the program in East India Street Cafe was concerned, we shared a lot of information through WhatsApp and Instagram. So അങ്ങനത്തെ കുറച്ചും കൂടി ഒരു young crowd ആണ് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് അന്ന് കിട്ടിയത്. But going for Kriti Book Festival was an incredible opportunity because it opened us up to a huge, a wide variety of demographic. Actually, we had older people coming in, we had people from all sort of gender orientations coming in, all age groups coming in, and depending upon the age group, the process of trying to make them understand what busking is and why it matters differed as well. So അങ്ങനെ കുറെ ഫംഗ്ഷൻസിന് കുറെ പരിപാടികൾക്ക് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് സ്പേസ് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ സാധിച്ചു എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. ഇവിടെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇരിക്കാൻ സ്ഥലമില്ല എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ള ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസ് ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ ഞങ്ങൾ പറഞ്ഞു ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് അധികം സ്ഥലം വേണ്ട. അങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ അവർ പറഞ്ഞു എന്നാൽ ശരി അവിടെ ഇരുന്നുള്ളൂ. അപ്പൊ ഞങ്ങൾ അങ്ങനെ ഇരുന്ന് പിന്നെ ആൾക്കാർ കൂടി ആ സ്ഥലം കുറച്ച് എക്സ്പാൻഡ് ആവാൻ തുടങ്ങി. അപ്പോൾ സ്ഥലമില്ല എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞവർ തന്നെ രണ്ടാമത്തെ ദിവസം കുറച്ചും കൂടെ സ്ഥലം നിങ്ങൾ എടുത്തോളൂ കേട്ടോ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അപ്പൊ ആ സ്ഥലം എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഇറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് ജസ്റ്റ് എ ഫിസിക്കൽ സ്പേസ്, ഇറ്റ് മാനിഫെസ്റ്റ് ഇൻ ടു എ കൾച്ചറൽ ആൻഡ് ഓൾസോ ലൈക്ക് a space that you cannot see, the space of ideas that we were occupying as well. That also started to increase from one program to the other, from one event to the other, from one public space to the other. So that is what happened with us. That's what happened with Busking Kochi, which is, it's still functioning, it's still going on as well. But the only problem is we're all really sad because busking requires us to be present physically. നമ്മൾ അവിടെ ഉണ്ടാകണം. നമ്മളെന്ന ഇൻഡിവിജ്വലും നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സും നമ്മുടെ ഒരു ഐഡിയാസും എഴുത്തും ആഗ്രഹങ്ങളും പാഷൻസും ക്യൂരിയോസിറ്റിയും എല്ലാം അവിടെ ഉണ്ടാകണം ആ സമയത്ത് ഫിസിക്കലി. എന്നാലേ നമുക്ക് ഒരാളായിട്ട് ഇരുന്ന് സംസാരിക്കാം, അയാളുടെ കണ്ണിലേക്ക് നോക്കി സംസാരിക്കാം. അയാളുടെ ഫിസിക്കൽ പ്രോക്സിമിറ്റി എന്ന് പറയുന്നതിന് ഇവിടെ പ്രാധാന്യമുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ കോവിഡ് ആയതിനു ശേഷം ബിക്കോസ് ഓഫ് ദ പാൻഡമിക് ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ്സ് നേച്ചർ we were all pushed into our homes. Pushed probably is the wrong word, but maybe we were expected to be in our homes and spend time there. So we did, when Busking Kochi hit its first year, oru varsham aayappo, we celebrated something called Anniversaries. Adu Instagram page il undu adu oru varsham aayappo. Along with the performers in Busking Kochi, we had illustrators and artists joining us from around the country, and then we did a program called Anniversaries where we put out an Instagram and WhatsApp shout out if they wanted to speak to buskers, if you wanted art created for you, a lot of people got back to us. And at the end of anniversaries, we were able to produce 125 different pieces of art, which include poetry, prose writing, watercolors, digital art, songs. We had songs produced as well, written and given music to as well, and everything has been displayed in the page. So it's like a mosaic of incredibly beautiful art, every single one of them born from the conversations we had with people. പക്ഷേ അത് ഓൺലൈൻ ആയതിന്റെ ഒരു വിഷമം ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. But that also sort of showed us that despite limitations, we could still take the process of busking forward. So this is a photograph of, I think, yeah, this is a photograph of us busking. So in the left corner, the second person from the left is me. So this is at the Durbar Hall ground back in Kochi. This is a very interesting culturally varied space where we were able to sit down. So so all the people who are sitting here, it's a mixture of both buskers and buskies, which is a word I like to use for people who come and sit and speak to us. So this is sort of the environment. It's very informal. It's very interesting. It's a lot of fun. People will sit in, either we'll all sit and talk to each other together, or small groups would be formed and I would be speaking to someone. My friend would be speaking to someone, somebody else would be speaking to their friends, and then people would come in and then we would all sit together and talk. And this is the sort of the nature of the activity. So I've included pictures so that I'm not sure how many of us here are familiar with busking or it as busking as a process or as a movement. So this is why I decided to include photographs so that you can have an idea of how it works in physical presence. As you can see, the photograph on the left is from our program at Panampally Nagar, and from the right is from Kriti, the book festival back in Marine Drive. So we have as you can see, that there are singers, there are artists, there are doodlers, illustrators, caricaturists, cartoonists, you name it. Everything is included in busking. Anything is possible. So when new people ask us saying, what do I do? Always what we say is, you can do whatever you want. Do you draw? Then you can do that. Do you write? You can do that. Do you sing? You can do that. In drawing, what do you do? Are you a portrait artist? Absolutely. Whatever you are, whatever is the art form that you would like to take, and take it to the people and speak to them, and create a conversation out of it and give art and take conversation, you can do it with us. So I've actually focused on 3 spaces that I want to discuss that busking occupies. First is voices, and then you have spaces and narratives. So when it comes to voices, the idea is actually the nature, the fabric, as well as the method and perspectives of communication that we human beings have with each other has drastically changed over time, is what I felt. There was a time when the conversations would mostly happen in person, because we would meet each other in physical presence, and we would talk to each other, and we would be there. We could see the person that we were talking to. Then we switched to telephones. From telephones, we switched to mobile phones. And now calling is not something that everybody wants to do. Meeting, unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we have no choice. But otherwise, even otherwise, I've noticed how the reason for communication, the nature of communication, and the media through which we communicate with people have drastically changed. For example, the amount of time that we spend talking to people on the phone, listening to their voices, has come down, because most of these conversations have now actually been replaced by text messages, be it WhatsApp or whatever be the medium. And even there, words are now replaced by more visual methods of communication, like stickers, and emoticons, and GIFs or GIFs, either way, whichever is your way of pronouncing it. That's what has happened. സംസാരിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളത്, കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളതിന് സംസാരിക്കുക എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥം മലയാളത്തിലേക്ക് നമ്മൾ ട്രാൻസ്ലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ അത് പതിയെ ഇല്ലാണ്ടായിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഞങ്ങൾ ബസ്ക് ചെയ്ത് തുടങ്ങിയപ്പോഴാണ് അത് കൂടുതലും മനസ്സിലായത്. നിങ്ങൾ എന്തിനാണ് ഇത് ചെയ്യുന്നതെന്ന് ചോദിച്ചപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് സംസാരിക്കണം, നിങ്ങളോടൊക്കെ കഥകൾ പറയാനാണ്, വെറുതെ എന്തെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ കേൾക്കാനാണ്. അത് കേൾക്കുന്നതിനെ ബേസ് ചെയ്ത് എന്ത് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ തോന്നുന്നു, എഴുതാനോ വായിക്കാൻ എന്താണോ വരുന്നത് അത് ചെയ്ത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് തരാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ്. അവർക്ക് മനസ്സിലായി ഇതിനൊക്കെ സമയമുണ്ടോ നിങ്ങൾക്ക്, എന്നാണ് ചോദ്യം. This is not, I mean, maybe one could say that the people who can sit down and talk like this maybe have the privilege of time, have the privilege of not having to maybe run as much as the others in a world where everybody is running towards something. I still haven't figured that part out. They're all running. ചിലപ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് അങ്ങനെ ഇരുന്ന് സംസാരിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നവർക്ക് അതിൻ്റെതായ ഒരു സമയത്തിന്റെയും സ്പേസിന്റെയും പ്രിവിലേജ് ഉള്ളത് കൊണ്ടാവാം എനിക്കത് പറയാനുള്ള അവകാശം ഉണ്ടോന്ന് എനിക്ക് അറിയില്ല. പക്ഷെ പറ്റുമെങ്കിൽ ചെയ്താൽ എന്താണ് എന്നുള്ളൊരു ചോദ്യമാണ് ബസ്കിംഗ് കൊച്ചിയുടെ ബസ്കിംഗ് എന്നുള്ള പ്രോസസ്സിന്റെ പിന്നിലുള്ളത്. അതാണ് പറ്റുമെങ്കിൽ, അതിനുള്ള സമയം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ, അതിനുള്ള സമയം ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇപ്പോൾ ഉണ്ട്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിനുള്ള സമയം ഞങ്ങൾ ഇത്തിരി കഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടിട്ടാണെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നു, അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞങ്ങൾ ഇരിക്കുന്നു, സംസാരിക്കുന്നു. ആൻഡ് ഹിയർ the role of voice and the direct exchange of words is important, because that no longer has any role as much as it used to have, like I said before. നമ്മൾ സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ വാക്കുകൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നു, നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സിലുള്ള ചിന്തകൾ ആ വാക്കുകൾ ഉപയോഗിച്ച് ആ വാക്കുകൾക്ക് ശബ്ദം കൊടുത്ത് നമ്മൾ മറ്റൊരാളിലേക്ക് എത്തിക്കാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുന്നു. അയാൾക്ക് ആ ശബ്ദം കേൾക്കാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നു, അതിലൂടെ ഐഡിയാസ് എത്തുന്നു. അങ്ങനെയാണല്ലോ മിക്ക സമയത്ത് സംഭവിക്കുന്നത്. പക്ഷേ ബിക്കോസ് വി ഹാവ് റീപ്ലേസ്ഡ് വോയിസ് വിത്ത് ഗ്രാഫിക് വേർഡ്സ്, ഡിജിറ്റൽ വേർഡ്സ്, നമ്മൾ കേൾക്കുന്ന ശബ്ദം അതിനുള്ള ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് പോലും കുറഞ്ഞു എന്ന് എനിക്ക് പലപ്പോഴും തോന്നാറുണ്ട്. Voices are actually very beautiful. Individual voices, the tenor, the tone, the intonation, the slang, the dialect, all of these things are different when it comes to one person to the other. നമ്മൾ എല്ലാം ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത് തുടങ്ങി കഴിയുമ്പോൾ സംസാരിക്കുന്നത് കുറയാണ്. അങ്ങനെ കുറഞ്ഞ് ശബ്ദം കേൾക്കൽ കുറയുകയാണെന്ന് എനിക്ക് ഒരിക്കൽ പെട്ടെന്നൊരു ചിന്ത, ഒരു വളരെ ടെൻഷൻ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്ന ഒരു ചിന്ത എനിക്ക് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. So I was thinking maybe all of this is what busking might be able to bring back. We need to hear voices. ശബ്ദം കേൾക്കണം നമുക്ക്. നമ്മുടെ വീട്ടിലുള്ളവരുടെ ശബ്ദം അതാദ്യം കേൾക്കണം. പിന്നെ നമ്മൾ പുറത്തോട്ട് ഇറങ്ങുമ്പോൾ ആൾക്കാരോട് ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത്, I'm not trying to create a hierarchy of one is better than the other. Absolutely not. But all what I'm trying to say is maybe we don't listen to each other's actual voices as much as we probably should. നമ്മൾ കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല. അപ്പൊ സംസാരിക്കുന്നതും ആ പുറത്തു വരുന്ന ശബ്ദവും ഓക്യുപ്പൈ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു സ്പേസ് ഉണ്ട്. നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സിലായാലും നമ്മുടെ ചിന്തയിലാണെങ്കിലും നമ്മുടെ ലാർജർ കൾച്ചറൽ കോണ്ടെക്സ്റ്റിലാണെങ്കിൽ പോലും ശബ്ദത്തിന് പ്രാധാന്യം ഉണ്ടെന്ന് ഞാൻ വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നുണ്ട് പേഴ്സണലി. സോ when you're busking and when you're taking communication, when you're actually sitting down with someone and speaking to them, your voice is occupying a space there. They are listening to your words, and the tenor and the voice and the texture of your voice is so important sometimes, and it's so personal, and it creates a connection that probably something else cannot. And this interpersonal communication is the heart of busking, which is why voice is the first most important dimension of busking that I wanted to speak of. നമ്മുടെ ശബ്ദം, നമ്മുടെ ഒരു ലാർജർ കൾച്ചറൽ കോണ്ടെക്സ്റ്റ് എടുത്താലും വാക്കുകൾ ഉപയോഗിച്ച് എഴുതുന്നതിലൂടെയും ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിലൂടെയും മാത്രമായിട്ട് സംസാരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയും നമ്മൾ ഒരിക്കൽ ഉപയോഗിച്ചിരുന്നു എന്ന് പറയേണ്ട ഒരു അവസ്ഥ. അതാണ് ഞാനിവിടെ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുന്നത്. അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് ദാറ്റ്സ് വാട്ട് ഐ എം ട്രൈയിങ് ടു കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ്. ദാറ്റ്സ് പ്രോബബ്ലി വൺ ആംഗിൾ ദാറ്റ് ഐ എം ട്രൈയിങ് ടു സ്പീക്ക് ഓഫ്. There may be 1,000 angles that all of us may come up with, but I'm just speaking of one of those possibly minute possibilities. So that is voice, kelkan, our interpersonal communication, and through that busking is trying to radicalize communication. You have to speak. There should not be a point where we forget our own voices. എന്റെ ശബ്ദം എങ്ങനെ ഇരിക്കുന്നതെന്ന് ഞാൻ തന്നെ കേൾക്കണമെങ്കിൽ ഞാനത് ആരോടെങ്കിലും പറയണം, അത് ഉപയോഗിക്കണം. So in busking, not just art, but it's an amalgamation of art, culture, social causes, and your voices. So that is the first dimension of busking that I wanted to speak of. The second one, this is actually another scene from our busking initiative at Panampally Nagar. That's me trying to busk. That was my first instance of busking. And on the other side is Priya Varghese. She's been busking for a very long time. So this was my first stint. So I was nervous / extremely excited, trying to make sense of the blissful exchange of stories and music and art that was happening around me. So just including pictures in the middle so that I just, it feels nice for me to see it as well, and it makes me miss it a lot because we can't do it so physical. The second perspective is art and narratives. Busking is a process which is unique because it's done by going somewhere, sitting there, occupying a space, talking to them, talking to people, whoever is the person that comes there, sitting down with them and talking to them. So busking thrives, like I've noted there, busking thrives by connecting the implicit strength of open spaces to facilitate conversations with art. I think I've always felt that open public places are very political, very powerful, very impactful. So ഇത് ഈ ഒളിഞ്ഞു കിടക്കുന്ന ഒരു ഇമ്പാക്ട്, ഒരു പാർക്കാണെങ്കിൽ അവിടെ നമുക്ക് ഇരിക്കാനും സംസാരിക്കാനുമുള്ള ഒരു ഫ്രീഡം, അതിനുള്ളൊരു പോസിബിലിറ്റി, അതിന്റെ എക്സ്റ്റെന്റ് നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവണമെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ ചിലപ്പോൾ സ്ഥിരം പോകുന്ന ഒരു പാർക്ക് അടച്ചു കളഞ്ഞു, ഇവിടെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇരുന്ന് സംസാരിക്കാനുള്ള അവകാശമില്ല എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാലേ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടിയിരുന്ന ആ ഒരു സ്പേസിന്റെ ഒരു വില നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവുമെന്ന് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു. ഐ നോട്ട് ഷുവർ, ബട്ട് I think that is what it is. So I feel like these open public spaces have so much possibility for understanding, for using, for communication and conversations, for social purposes, because we as common human beings of a society, of a country, we occupy space. നമുക്ക് ആ സ്പേസ് ആവശ്യമുണ്ട്. ഈ പബ്ലിക് ഓപ്പൺ സ്പേസസ്, പാർക്കുകളും ബെഞ്ചുകളും റോഡ്വേസും വാക്ക്വേസും പോലെയുള്ള സ്ഥലങ്ങളെല്ലാം നമുക്ക് പോയി ഇരിക്കാനും സംസാരിക്കാനും ഉള്ള സ്ഥലങ്ങളാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ബസ്കിങ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ആ സ്ഥലങ്ങളെയും അതിന്റെ ഇംപ്ലിസിറ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള സ്ട്രെങ്തിനെയും മനസ്സിലാക്കി അതിനൊപ്പം അതിന്റെ കൂടെ ആർട്ടിനെ ചേർത്ത് അവിടെ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷനും കോൺവെർസേഷനും ഒരു സ്പേസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കി അതിനെ രണ്ടിനെയും ഒരുമിച്ച് കൊണ്ടുവരാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുന്ന ഒരു പ്രോസസ്സാണ്, ഒരു എവർ ഗ്രോയിങ് പ്രോസസ്സാണ് ബസ്കിംഗ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. സോ ആർട്ട് ഇസ് എ മീഡിയം ഓഫ് ട്രൈങ് ടു മേക്ക് സെൻസ്, മേക്ക് ടൈം ആൻഡ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് അവയർനെസ് ഓഫ് ടൈം വിതൗട്ട് ഡിഫൈനിങ് ഇറ്റ്. ഇത് വളരെ മൊമെന്ററി ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു പ്രോസസ്സാണ്. ഇന്ന് എന്റെ മുന്നിൽ ഒരാൾ വന്നിരിക്കുന്നു, ഞാൻ ബസ്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ള 90% ആൾക്കാരെ ഞാൻ പിന്നെ കണ്ടിട്ടില്ല നേരിട്ട്. And some of them have kept in touch through Instagram. Some of them we follow each other's art and our creative journeys. But about 90% of them, I've just met them once in my life. But a piece of my poetry has gone to them, and a piece of their story still stays inside of me. And I think that is very powerful, and I think that's very, very effective when it comes to trying to connect with people, trying to gather narratives, trying to gather stories. And it's trying to put focus on the fact that ഇപ്പോൾ ഈ ഒരു മൊമെന്റും ഈ ഒരു നിമിഷവും മാത്രമാണ് ബസ്കറിന്റെ കയ്യിൽ ആക്ച്വലി ഉള്ളത്. I sit with someone, I speak to them, I write something for them, and they take the piece of art, I click a picture of them if they agree. അവരുടെ പെർമിഷൻ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അവർ ആർട്ട് ഫോം പിടിച്ച് നിൽക്കുന്ന ഒരു ഫോട്ടോ ഞാൻ എടുക്കാറുണ്ട്, എനിക്ക് ഓർക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി മാത്രം. And they go, they leave. Sometimes that connection stays, sometimes it doesn't. But the possibility of using art, the possibility of using open spaces, the possibility of using communication would have inevitably struck the person who is sitting on the other side. അതിന്റെ ഒരു കൾച്ചറൽ പോസിബിലിറ്റി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, അതിന്റെ ഒരു പൊളിറ്റിക്കൽ ആംഗിൾ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. പൊളിറ്റിക്കൽ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു എന്താണ് പൊളിറ്റിക്കൽ എന്നുള്ളതും ഒരു വലിയ ഒരു ചോദ്യമായിരിക്കും. എൻ്റെ ഒരു I am still studying, I am still trying to figure most things out. So I am lucky to be teaching, but I am also more than that a student. I'm still trying to make sense of what all these words can encompass. Political എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ, cultural എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ എന്തൊക്കെ അതിന് കീഴേ വരാം, എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് അതിന്റെ ഇംപ്ലിക്കേഷൻസ് ഞാൻ ഇപ്പോഴും പഠിക്കുന്നേ ഉള്ളൂ. പക്ഷെ ഇത് അതിലൊന്നാണെന്ന് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു. That's what I would like to believe is something that comes under that. And the world as it runs, that is actually something that is very interesting when it comes to connecting spaces, art and communication or conversation. The world as it is running finds it very difficult to believe that busking is possible. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞില്ലേ, എന്നോട് ചോദിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട് ഇത് എന്തിനാ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇതിനൊക്കെ സമയമുണ്ടോ. Somebody, a person who came and sat in front of me to bus, she was trying to tell me what is happening in her life, and I was sitting and listening, and she said, ഇതൊക്കെ കേൾക്കാൻ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എവിടുന്ന സമയം? I'm like, I don't know. ഇപ്പോ ഈ നിമിഷം ഞാനിവിടെ ഇരിക്കുന്നു നിങ്ങളുടെ കഥ കേൾക്കാൻ, അപ്പൊ അത് ഞാൻ കേൾക്കും. So it's not just stories and narratives and everything, but it's also a possibility of using conversations, using communication, connecting it with open spaces to create a larger perspective. I believe it was Republic Day last year. I don't exactly remember the event, not the date, but I don't remember the event. Members of Busking Kochi had gone to Marine Drive in Ernakulam and to speak to the people about, we had given copies of the preamble of the Constitution for them to read it out. അവർ വായിക്കുന്ന രീതിയും ടോണും മനസ്സിലാക്കി അതിനെ ബേസ് ചെയ്ത് ആർട്ട് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തവരും അവരുടെ ശബ്ദത്തിനെയും അവരുടെ റൈറ്റ്സിനെ പറ്റി എന്ത് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു എന്നതിനെ ബേസ് ചെയ്തുള്ള കോൺവെർസേഷൻസ് കാര്യങ്ങളും അതിൽ നിന്നും ആർട്ട് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് കൊടുക്കുകയും ആസ് എ കോമൺ സിറ്റിസൺ ഓഫ് ദ കൺട്രി വാട്ട് ഡു ദേ തിങ്ക് ദെയർ റോൾ ഇസ് ഇൻ ദിസ് നേഷൻ as another year of independence for this Indian democracy is coming, what do you think your role is? What space do you think you occupy? അങ്ങനെ ഒരുപാട് socially relevant ആയിട്ടുള്ള conversations അവിടെ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അതിനെ ബേസ് ചെയ്ത് ആർട്ട് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. All of them has been displayed in our page as well. So that is the art and narratives. We are trying to connect art. We are trying to turn art into a medium of narrative as well. അത് നമ്മളാണ് ആദ്യം ചെയ്യുന്നതെന്നല്ല, പക്ഷെ ഇവിടെ അത് ഞങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുന്നു എന്നുള്ള ഒരു പെർസ്പെക്റ്റീവ് ആണ്. സോ the world is running. I don't know where it is running. The world is on a race. Everybody is running. Everybody is on a race. ഒരു കാര്യത്തിൽ നിൽക്കുമ്പോൾ അടുത്തതിലേക്ക് എങ്ങനെ പോകാമെന്ന് ചിന്തിക്കേണ്ടി വരുന്ന ഒരു സൊസൈറ്റിയാണ് നമ്മുടേത്. ആ ഒരു പെർസ്പെക്റ്റീവില് ബസ്കിംഗ് ട്രൈസ് ടു ബ്രിങ് യു ബാക്ക് ടു ദ മൂവ്മെന്റ്. It's not poetic alone. It's very poetic. It's impossible to talk of busking without getting very poetic about it. But it's not just poetic. It's also trying to be more aware of the number of things that we actually have control over, which is very less, and trying to draw your attention to the fact that ഇപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് സംസാരിക്കാം. ഇപ്പൊ സംസാരിക്കാം എന്നുള്ള ഈ ഡിസിഷൻ മാത്രമേ നമുക്ക് ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നുള്ളൂ. So let's try to do that. Sit down and speak. So that's where we try to create a connection between art, open spaces, and narratives. These pictures are of Sriram KV. This is Sriram, the man with the typewriter. First photo is the man with the long hair. Yeah, so that's Sriram. Sriram is actually the founder of Busking Kochi. He is the one who, worked really hard to make this into a collective, and then we all came together, and now it's an ever-growing collective. So these are all scenes from busking. That's the one on the left is I think was at a flea market either in Kottayam or Calicut, and on the right is an event from it's the scene from Kriti Book Festival. So we not only spoke to the people who came to buy books, but we were also able to speak to the volunteers who had come as a part of Kriti Book Festival, people from different parts of Kerala who had come to volunteer, and we were able to have such a varied, such a different crowd with such incredibly varied fabrics of life when it comes to their background of living, their education, their gender orientations, their identities, their likes and dislikes, so varied. And the art which came out of it was also so varied. That's me. That's me busking for Kriti. So these were stalls. So we had a small stall for us, 2 benches. A maximum of 2 benches is what we had. We were able to procure a couple of chairs, so we used them to sit down and speak to people. The thing is, the third part and probably the final part that I want to draw your attention to is spaces both physical and otherwise. I have been trying to see the possibilities of analyzing and studying and researching about busking, the impact that it may have on society, and what does it speak to us about the nature of conversation, the nature of communication, and the role that it plays in us, in each of us human beings occupying a space in this society, not just in the world, but not just in a poetic sense, but even otherwise. ഒരു ഡെമോക്രാറ്റിക് നേഷൻ എന്ന് വിളിക്കുന്ന നമ്മുടെ ഈ രാജ്യത്ത് നമ്മളുടെ വോയിസിനുള്ള റോൾ എന്താണ്? നമ്മൾ സംസാരിക്കാതായി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എന്ത് സംഭവിക്കും? നമ്മൾ ഓക്യുപ്പൈ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഫിസിക്കൽ സ്പേസിന് പാരലൽ ആയിട്ട് എക്സിസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു തോട്ട് സ്പേസ് ഇല്ലേ, ഒരു ഇന്റലക്ച്വൽ സ്പേസ് ഇല്ലേ, ഒരു തിങ്കിങ് ആൻഡ് ആർട്ട് സ്പേസ് ഇല്ലേ? കലയെ നമ്മൾ സാധാരണ മനുഷ്യനിലേക്ക് എത്തിച്ചില്ലെങ്കിൽ അത് അവർക്കും കൂടി വേണ്ടിയുള്ളതല്ലേ എന്നുള്ള ഒരുപാട് ചിന്തകളാണ്, ഒരുപാട് ഇപ്പോഴും ലൗഡായിട്ട് നിൽക്കുന്ന, മിക്സ്ഡ് ആയിട്ട് കൺഫ്യൂസ്ഡ് ആയിട്ട് നിൽക്കുന്ന തോട്ട്സിൽ നിന്നും സെൻസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുന്ന ഒരു പ്രോസസ്. സോ these are some of the people that I had the great blessing of busking for. I would write poetries for them. Some of them would keep in touch. Some of them are my friends. Some of them are absolute and complete strangers that I've never met in my life. So, ഇതിനൊരു സ്പേസ് പെർസ്പെക്റ്റീവ് ഉണ്ട്, ഒരു ലിറ്റററി പെർസ്പെക്റ്റീവ് ഉണ്ട്, നമ്മുടെ ശബ്ദത്തിന് ഒരു പെർസ്പെക്റ്റീവ് ഉണ്ട്, നമ്മൾ ഓക്യുപ്പൈ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഫിസിക്കൽ സ്പേസസ്, നമ്മുടെ പാർക്കുകളും ബെഞ്ചുകളും വാക്ക് വേകളും, നമുക്കവിടെ ഇരിക്കാൻ പറ്റാതാകുന്ന ഒരു അവസ്ഥ വരുമോ if we don't use them, if we don't occupy them, if we don't understand that they are integral to our existence as citizens in a society or a country or the globe, what would happen to them? അതവിടെ ഉള്ളതൊരു കാരണം കൊണ്ടാണ്. അതിന് എന്തൊക്കെ കാരണങ്ങൾക്ക് നമുക്ക് ഉപയോഗിക്കാം? വാട്ട് ഇസ് ദിസ് സ്പേസ് ദാറ്റ് വി ഓക്യുപ്പൈ? വാട്ട് കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് സ്പേസസ് ഡു വി വാണ്ട് ടു ടേൺ ആർ സ്പേസസ് ഇൻ ടു ഇസ് പ്രോബബ്ലി the question that I have, that we are trying to ask through busking. So ഇതിന് ഒരുപാട് പെർസ്പെക്റ്റീവ്സ് ഉണ്ട് എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അതിന് ഏതൊക്കെ രീതിയിൽ അതിന് വളരാം, ഏതൊക്കെ രീതിയിൽ അതിന് പോകാം എന്നുള്ളതൊക്കെ it's constantly growing with people, a lot of people like us. The only clarification that I would like to make is busking is in no way a clinically approved therapy session, or people who are sitting there are not clinical therapists, but they are people with the same kind of confusions and ambiguities and likes and dislikes and doubts and confusions. Very vulnerable human beings are sitting on either side of this equation and trying to say stories to each other, trying to listen to stories, trying to communicate stories, trying to create as much narratives as possible, and trying to remind each other that we need to make time to listen to what others have to say. അതല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളും ഒരു അതർ ആണല്ലോ വേറെ ആർക്കെങ്കിലും. അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ പറയാനുള്ളത് കേൾക്കണമെങ്കിലും ആരെങ്കിലും വേണം. അപ്പൊ അത് പോസിബിൾ ആണ്. ഇൻ ദ 21st century where technological advancements are at its peak. I don't know if it's peak because it's constantly evolving and growing. There is a chance that our voices may not matter anymore, other than the various kinds of apps which are using it to listen to us, which is a whole different dilemma otherwise. But other than that, നമുക്ക് സംസാരിക്കണം, കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യണ്ടേ, നമ്മുടെ ശബ്ദം നമ്മളും മറ്റുള്ളവരും കേൾക്കണ്ടേ. ഈ ഒരു ഏതൊരു രാജ്യമോ സ്പേസോ കൺട്രിയോ സൊസൈറ്റിയോ കമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റിയോ ആണ് നമ്മൾ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിനെ സോഷ്യലായിട്ടും പൊളിറ്റിക്കലായിട്ടും കൾച്ചറലായിട്ടും സിഗ്നിഫിക്കൻസ് ഉണ്ടെന്ന് നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കണ്ടേ. ആൻഡ് ഫോർ ദാറ്റ് ബസ്കിംഗ് ട്രൈസ് ടു സിറ്റ് ഡൗൺ, മേക്ക് സം ടൈം, converse, and from the conversations that we can have, try to create art and remind the other person, and by reminding them, reminding each of us buskers as well, that voices matter, art matters. And if we don't understand and use our open public spaces for social causes, for communication, for making sure that in this noise, voices don't drown, I think busking is important. And it is a great creative challenge and exercise for the busker as well. So it's an incredible process. And I've been writing under the name Forest Child for a couple of years now. And it's changed my life. It's changed my life by making me more aware of the life I'm having. And it's been an incredible journey. And it's constantly growing. It keeps making me more humble, keeps reminding me that I know the things. എനിക്ക് എന്താണ് അറിയാത്തത് അതാണ് കൂടുതൽ. And that no longer stays as a thing to be ashamed of, but something that I'm really curious about, because there's so much to learn, there's so much to know, there's so much we don't know. And I hope that this small presentation and this small conversation that I was able to have with you all would make you think and explore possibilities of our public places, our public spaces, and our creative exercises. So that is it. I hope it didn't bore you guys. I hope it didn't, make it too much. So thank you so much. And with that, I think, Asha, that is all from me. So I hope that was okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great listening to you, Devika. Like, we are very familiar with platforms like open mics, slam poetry sessions, stand-ups. But the term busking and the actual process of it, its scope of connecting people is new to many of us. So it was a very interesting session. Now, I think we can have a discussion now.
Yeah.
Please raise your questions and comments. And yeah, you can feel free to use the chat box as well. Yes.
Asha, thank you, Nidya. So the term is
Thank you,
certainly
sir.
new to many of us, busking. But from your description, very passionate description that you gave, I felt that I and people of my generation grew up with busking all around us, everywhere. Yeah, this is not new. In Kerala, for instance, this has been going on for decades. So ever since we have developed a public space in the early decades of the 20th century, we have been having busking all around us. One instance I remember is of the actor and playwright Surasu. So one morning, he lived in a place called Mukkam. Probably you know the place, some 26
Yep.
kilometers from Kozhikode. So people found him chained to a tree at Mukkam Bazaar, just like that, chained to a tree. And people thought that somebody else had done it. It seems he had chained himself to the tree, and he remained chained to the tree for 24 hours. And then he spoke to the people. He was protesting against the incarceration of some political prisoners. He wanted them free. 24 hours. This 24 hours, I would call it probably the most, celebrated busking performance in Kerala. 24 hours. He chained himself to the tree. And all around you have this street performers. Okay. Um, Folk magicians coming from all over the place, and then setting up in improvised performing locales and so on. Street singers, people gathering donations for treating people with terminal illnesses, all kinds of things. So this, I want to show you a video. Suddenly, I located it while you were speaking. This is one of our students, alumnus, called Anisha. She's now in Chennai and not very active now. So this was an improvised performance at Tatengla in the Silent Valley area some 6 years ago. So let me see if it comes on. It's a less than 30 minutes video. Let me see. Let me see if it comes on.
Sir, should I
Okay,
switch my presentation off?
can you please do that so that I can present? Only one
Yeah,
presentation
sure,
can be
sure.
done.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get through. Yeah. Has it come? Oh, yeah. Fine. Let me see. You have it here. Has it come on? It's coming on, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get that. Yeah. This is the video. I hope you saw that. Did you all see that?
Yes, sir. But we couldn't hear.
Uh, the
What
audio was
is?
no. Oh,
Okay.
bad. Let me try again. Once more. Just once more. Okay. Can you hear it?
No, sir.
Can you hear it?
No, sir. The presentation is no. I can't see your presentation now.
Okay, you can't see that. Actually, this is a parody of a well-known ad. Wait, I'll stop presenting. Okay. 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 Something wrong with the audio. Actually, this is a parody of a well-known ad for Indulekha hair oil. Yeah. I hope you remember the ad. Okay, so this was a bad. It's an improvised piece of acting, and it was filmed by a person who later on became a filmmaker. Tolhat, he was also one of our students, her classmate. So I think you can find plenty of such performances. Some of them you can find on YouTube. Singers, performers doing improvised things at places. So I think there's still lots of scope for probably, as you said, it has come down because of the electronic media. It's a pervasive influence. Open spaces are closing down. I think that's what you're trying to. It's one of the things you are trying to say. Okay, sorry about that video. Okay.
Yes, sir. I think the idea of actually sitting down, like this is what I felt as well. So, sitting down and talking has not been something that's new to any of us. But I think, like you said, the idea of so much digital space and digital time that we are forced to go to is sort of diminishing the amount of time that we actually have in physical presence in physical open spaces. So sitting down and talking and just sharing stories with the other person who's oftentimes 90% of the time the people we busk for are absolute strangers, like what happens. So we would sit down, talk to them, listen to their stories, and we would write something or draw something, and whatever each person's medium is, and we would just hand it over to them. They would read it, and there's the pleasure of getting the instant reaction, no matter if it's bad or good. You get to see their faces and their emotions immediately. So I think, like you said, it's pervasive to a point where our you know the idea of communication, the meaning of communication, and the need for conversation has diminished. So I think that is what through Busking Kochi we are trying to bring back and make, take it to the people.
Yeah,
Asha, if there are questions,
sorry, Devika, I didn't hear you.
Asha, if there are questions or whatever is next.
Yeah, people will be interacting with you,
Yeah,
asking
we
questions.
have questions. Let's see. Let's see if more questions come up. Are you in a hurry? Do you have any other plans coming up?
No, 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 no.
Okay, let's
No, no, absolutely. No, no. I'm
if
free.
there
No
are any
problem.
questions. Students, please raise your questions.
Yeah, sure.
Also, students from St. Albert's, in case you have any questions for your teacher, you can raise them now. Yeah, Devika, I just have a question, not a question. I just wanted to ask you, you have talked about an online busking session that you have recently had when we had a phone conversation.
Yeah.
So how do you
Yeah.
find that, what are the differences that you notice, like when you busk within the physical presence and the digital presence?
Oh, that's actually a really nice question. Thank you, Asha. The thing is, like when we started busking, the idea of online busking was not something that we had ever thought we would have to do. But then, like nobody expected came COVID, and we were all pushed into. I use the word pushed, which I don't think is the correct word, but we were asked to sit back at home, according to protocol. So when the first birthday of Busking Kochi came up, we planned and we decided we should do something online. Whatever resources are available to us, we should probably use it. So when we did it online, there would be a list of profiles who said, yes, I would like to busk with artists with Busking Kochi. We collected all those profiles. There were so many profiles, and then artists would randomly pick profiles, and then from our art page or from our art profile we would try to message them, communicate with them, and if they got back we would there were a lot of choices. If the other person was comfortable, if both the people in the conversation were comfortable, then phone numbers would be exchanged and a small conversation would be done on phone. Otherwise it was purely through messages. Now, to be honest, from my own, like just me, I vastly prefer busking in person to busking on screen. Now, the fact that we are trying our best best to take conversations and storytelling and narrative sharing and connect and producing art through that, even in such circumstances, was something that was incredibly inspiring for all of us who were involved in the process. But some of them liked it because there is no the time constraint that is associated with producing that form of art is more when it comes to doing it online. You might get a day or you might get 2 days to make the art and then share it with that person. But with busking, it's not like that. The person is sitting in front of you. You'll probably get a window of like 10, 15 minutes to do something. Like writers have a far better, far more comfortable time frame than people who draw, especially those who use watercolors. A best friend of mine, Indulekha, she's also a beautiful artist. She also busks with me. We busk together. So she does watercoloring. So she takes more time. ഞാനൊരു 3 ആളോട് സംസാരിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് ഇന്ദു ചിലപ്പോൾ ഒരാളോട് സംസാരിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. അപ്പൊ ടൈം കൺസ്ട്രെയിന്റ് കുറവാണെന്നുള്ളൊരു ഐ ഹാഡ് ആക്ച്വലി സ്പോക്കൺ ടു എ ലോട്ട് ഓഫ് ബസ്കേഴ്സ് ഫോർ something I was writing. So they said a lot of them preferred ഓഫ്ലൈൻ ബസ്കിങ്. കാരണം അതൊരു ഫിസിക്കൽ പ്രസൻസും അവരുടെ അത് സത്യം പറഞ്ഞാൽ അവരുടെ കണ്ണുകളിലേക്ക് നോക്കിയും അവരുടെ ഇമോഷൻസ് അവർ പറയുമ്പോൾ അവരുടെ ഇമോഷൻസ് നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ സാധിക്കും. ഓരോ ആളും ബസ്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഓരോ രീതിയിലാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അവരുടെ ബസ്കിങ് അവരുടെ ക്രിയേറ്റിവിറ്റീനെ എയ്ഡ് ചെയ്യുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചിലപ്പോൾ ഫിസിക്കലി ആയിരിക്കും നമുക്ക് പ്രസന്റ് ആയിട്ടുണ്ടാവുക. സോ ലിമിറ്റേഷൻസ് ആർ ഓഫ് കോഴ്സ് ദെയർ. about 100% I prefer physical busking than online busking, but it is a possibility that we understood, and it was something that was very interesting to study as well. എന്തൊക്കെ ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ടീസ് ആണ്, പ്രോബ്ലംസ് ആണ്, നമ്മൾ നാരേറ്റീവ്സിനെ പെർസീവ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ കൊടുക്കുന്ന ഡീറ്റെയിൽസിൽ നമ്മൾ നേരിട്ട് ഒരാളോട് സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോഴും അയാൾക്ക് മെസ്സേജ് അയക്കുമ്പോഴും ഉണ്ടാകാവുന്ന ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ് കിട്ടുന്ന രീതികളുള്ള വ്യത്യാസം, it was a very interesting study as well. So I think physical busking is much better, but online busking is also an interesting possibility.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, David,
I believe.
Yeah, I just have a question.
Yeah.
When I was visiting the Instagram page of Busking Kochi, I just wondered how is Busking Kochi conceiving the future, because ഉടനെ ഒന്നും നമുക്ക് ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു പബ്ലിക് സ്പേസിൽ പോയി ഇരുന്ന് ഫേസ് ടു ഫേസ് ബസ്കിങ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള പോസിബിലിറ്റി ഈസ് ലൈക്ക് negligible as of now. So are you planning for more online sessions, or how are you conceiving the future?
Yes, we are actually sad. All of us are sad that something like this had to happen, and our access to public spaces was taken away not by anybody's fault, but by a pandemic. So, and it is our responsibility to keep ourselves, and by keeping ourselves, keeping others safe as well. So we are actually planning a lot of activities for Busking Kochi, because the last online busking, despite it being a little harder than doing it in physical, was a lot of fun. It was creatively very challenging actually. ഭയങ്കര നമ്മുടെ ക്രിയേറ്റീവ് പ്രോസസ്സിനെ ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ട് ചാലഞ്ച് ചെയ്യുന്നു, ഒരുപാട് ചാലഞ്ച് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. നമ്മളപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ ചിന്തകളും അതിൽ നമ്മളെ ആ ഒരു ആർട്ട് ഫോമിലേക്ക് കൺസീവ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടി വരുന്ന ഒരു സമയപരിധിക്കുള്ളിൽ ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളതൊക്കെ is very challenging, and it's like a creative exercise. നമ്മുടെ ബോഡിക്ക് എക്സസൈസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് പോലെ ബസ്കിംഗ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഭയങ്കര ഇഫക്റ്റീവ് ആയിട്ട് ഒരു ക്രിയേറ്റീവ് എക്സസൈസ് ആണ്. It's like the more busking I did, I feel like more windows in myself opened up, letting in more light. That's what it felt like. So we are trying to use more online opportunities, like we have Instagram Live and facilities like that. I mean, technology, despite it taking up time, it does allow us a little bit of such facilities that we can use in conditions like this. So yes, we are planning to do more online busking, but we are trying to make it different. അതായത് ഇപ്പോൾ ഒരു ബാച്ച് ഓഫ് ഓൺലൈൻ ബസ്കിംഗ് ചെയ്തതുകൊണ്ട് ക്രിയേറ്റീവ്ലി ഡിഫറെന്റ് ആയിട്ട് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാം എന്നുള്ളതിനെ പറ്റി ആക്ച്വലി ബ്രെയിൻ സ്റ്റോമിംഗ് നടക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ഒരുപാട് ഐഡിയാസ് ഒക്കെ ആയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ വരാൻ നോക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. സോ definitely there'll be more online busking, most definitely.
Yeah, great. When you said the public space was taken away now by not someone in person but a pandemic, I was just thinking about how public spaces were being negated by all the anti-Romeo squads that happened in Marine Drive. So have you given a thought about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. ഞാൻ അത് അത് സത്യം പറഞ്ഞാല് because I was actually planning to talk about it because that was a huge issue. ഞാൻ ആലോചിക്കുന്നത് നമുക്കൊരു ഒരു പബ്ലിക് സ്പേസിൽ അതാണ് ഞാൻ വാക്ക് വേന്ന് ഇടയ്ക്കിടയ്ക്ക് പറഞ്ഞത്. അതാണ് നമ്മളൊരു വാക്ക് വേയിൽ ഇരിക്കാനോ ഒരു പാർക്കിൽ ഇരിക്കാനോ ഉള്ള നമ്മുടെ അവകാശം അത് നമ്മളെ അവിടെ നിന്ന് ഓടിച്ചു വിടുകയാണ്. അങ്ങനെ വരുമ്പോൾ so when you have like anti-Romeo squads and you have like these model policing squads, they take control into themselves and they decide what can be done with a public social space, and that when it's communicated to others becomes a larger cultural dialogue, and that sort of reminds you of the and the importance of having these spaces, the importance of having to be present in these spaces. ഇത് നമുക്ക് ഉപയോഗിക്കാനുള്ള സ്ഥലങ്ങളും നമുക്ക് ഇരിക്കാനും സംസാരിക്കാനും കോൺവേഴ്സ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളാണ്. അവിടെ നിന്ന് നമ്മളെ പറിച്ചു മാറ്റിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എന്തായിരിക്കും അവസ്ഥ? So when you think about it from that perspective, I think I've always thought about that. I've always thought of how these youngsters were beaten up and asked to leave from a public space, which is why right your space to occupy. That is a very, very important dialogue, and I think that is also something that busking is trying to. We've got a lot of weird looks from people when we would just parkilaanengilum walkways-laanengilum ഞങ്ങൾ വെറുതെയെങ്കിലും ഇരിക്കുമ്പോൾ we've gotten a lot of weird looks. People are like, what are these people doing? And we've had moral looks. I mean, we have reached a point where we can look at someone and the way they're looking at you, you can say that it's quite judgmental, quite ambiguous. So we've had a lot of that as well, especially from I'm not going to specify age groups because we've had that from almost all age groups of people. So yes, absolutely. We still continue to get those weird looks depending upon where we are. So absolutely, that's very, very relevant, and I'm glad you spoke about it.
Yeah, thank you, Devika. More questions. Arun, I see a raised hand. Would you like to talk?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, so it was really an interesting session because we were not actually aware of the concept of busking as such. We actually came to know about this after this research forum was announced, and what I was actually going through Google and what was this busking all about, and I understood that I've seen this in movies and I've seen this in foreign countries, but such a thing was happening in Kerala. I was pretty much unaware of, and so all these gave me a new light on how to look at art and totally different perspective of how to look at art as such. I actually don't have any comments or questions, but what I felt was this has given me a totally new light on looking at art, not just for monetary or elitist or whatever you can call it. It's for someone who is intellectual or intelligent or who can understand something beyond others. There's nothing like that. So it was really enlightening.
Thank you so much, Arun. Thank you. More than a question, I think that is so fulfilling to hear. I'm glad that it spiked your interest and curiosity, because that is my only intention, is to make you.
I quite agree with that.
Anyone who's listening to it curious. So I'm.
Yeah, I quite agree with Arun, Devika. I'm sure this talk has laid bare a lot of opportunities, possibilities about possibilities of art. Yeah, I was saying, can you hear me? Devika?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, I'm saying that the session has opened for us a lot of opportunities and possibilities that
can you hear me?
Provide. Yes, I can. Any more questions? Students from Alberts? Yes, Rishma, would you like to talk?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, sorry that I couldn't listen to your session because of my network issues. But I have a doubt and I wanted to ask you, is this a form of basking? I saw a video on Facebook 2 days ago about a man drawing the pictures of some strangers on train. He's traveling. Is that a kind of basking? He's simply drawing the pictures of strangers and handing it to them.
I'm sorry, dear. Can you? Oh yeah, yes. Yes, the thing is, yeah, I saw that video as well, and that was incredibly beautiful. So I think you're talking about how in metros, this person is sitting opposite of someone, and then he
Yes,
draws
ma'am.
line
Yes.
sketches and hands
Yes.
it over to them. That's yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. So I think that is as well. So the point is, there are no fixed definitions of what can come under busking. The idea is using art for a social cause, using art to communicate with people and to exchange, to create a more holistic exchange of art within people. So I'm not the person to say, no, it shouldn't be included. I think it absolutely is. If there is a communication of art, if there is a connection that is formed between people through art, using art as a medium, I think it comes under busking. The only thing that is not there in that process of giving drawings is an actual conversation or a physical conversation using words. But I am not the person to say that it shouldn't, because I think that was a very interesting creative exercise. And yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Niyati, would you like
Thank
to
you.
talk?
Thank you for the question. That was a really good question.
Yeah, hello Devika.
Hi, Niyati. Hi.
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask something. Like you said, people often ask you how you find time for all this, or if you really have time for all this in your life, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and at the same time, you have another group of people who actually look down upon this, like what are these people doing and things like that. For example, like when we did the graffiti in our college, like when I got back, people were like, "Oh, paint അടിച്ച് ജീവിക്കാൻ പോവാണോ മതിലടിച്ച് ജീവിക്കാൻ പോവാണോ?" There's this sort of a question. So it's like English എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ മതിലടിച്ചാണോ ഇനി ജീവിക്കുന്നത്, പെയിന്റ് അടിച്ച പോലെയല്ല
Yeah.
മതിലടിച്ച് എന്നുള്ളൊരു വാക്കാണ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. So don't you think these two are like interrelated? Like having time for this and also looking down upon this.
Yeah, absolutely, Niyati. Great question, by the way. Great question. By the way, just for everybody's information, Niyati and I are friends. She was my junior in St. Joseph's. We studied in the same college for our UG. So
And Niyati
that's
has
actually a pretty great question, Niyati. The thing is,
Thank you.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Niyati has introduced Devika.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. For which I'm forever indebted to Niyati for bringing me this amazing opportunity. But coming back to the question, it is actually a very interesting question. The thing is, making time for anything which a larger society has not defined as taking you towards the path of success is irrelevant to a larger section of society. That is what I have felt. ഇതിൽ നിന്നും ഒരു മോണിറ്ററി ബെനിഫിറ്റ് ഉണ്ടാകുന്നുണ്ടോ? ഇതിൽ നിന്നും ഇതൊരു ജോലിയാണോ? സൊസൈറ്റി ആക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന നോഷൻസിന്റെ താഴെ വരുന്ന ഒരു ജോലിയാണോ ഇത് എന്നുള്ളത് ഒരു ക്രൈറ്റീരിയൻ ആണ്. Because our society has a very closed and a very limited definition of success. It tries to define success, which itself is very funny and ironic to me. But it is interrelated. It definitely is. ഒരുപാട് പേര് ഞങ്ങളോട് ചോദിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്, പൈസ തരണ്ടേ. പൈസ എന്നുള്ളൊരു അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മണി എന്നുള്ളൊരു പെർസ്പെക്റ്റീവിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടല്ല നമ്മൾ ഈ ഒരു ക്രിയേറ്റീവ് പ്രോസസ്സിൽ നമ്മൾ ഇൻഡൾജ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. But it is for something much more than that. Excuse me while I just slowly make a change in my, I'm just trying to walk out. So can you please tell me if I'm still audible? Am I still audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, I'm sorry. I had to make a small location change. So the thing is, it is interrelated. It is deeply interrelated, deeply interconnected. Because ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞില്ലേ, എനിക്ക് അങ്ങനെ തോന്നിയിട്ടുള്ളത്. At least when okay, to take a very good example from my personal life, to just give it a perspective. I'm doing a job that I really love. It's what I've always wanted to do in my life, and I was grateful to be able to do that. But people constantly ask me, എന്താ അടുത്തത്? Nobody bothers about enjoying something while it is being done. So if you constantly aim yourself at hopping from one to the next, I'm not saying you shouldn't embrace growth. Absolutely, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is ഒന്നും അത് സംഭവിക്കുമ്പോൾ എൻജോയ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അത് സംഭവിക്കുമ്പോൾ അതിനെ മനസ്സിലാക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു മനസ്സ് കൊടുക്കുന്നില്ല. ഇപ്പൊ നിയതി, you doing art, you're extremely creative, so you and very talented. So when you do that, there is something that you get from it. This is not easily understood by others because it does not fit into a specific definition of things to be done in order to take an individual to the path of socially defined success. So I think we will continue to get weird looks. I'm pretty sure we will. എന്നോടും ചോദിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്, വെറുതെ ഇരുന്ന ആൾക്കാരോട് സംസാരിച്ചിട്ട് എന്താണ് ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന ബെനിഫിറ്റ്. എനിക്ക് അവർക്ക് കൊടുക്കാൻ ഒരു മോണിറ്ററി പെർസ്പെക്റ്റീവിൽ ആൻസർ ഇല്ലാത്തത് കൊണ്ട് I just say that it's difficult to explain. And I think we'll have to suffice with that answer for a long time up until this tradition of sitting together, communicating and conversing, and the role that it plays in our lives comes back. Oh, by the way, I don't want to create a misconception here. Artists who create their own art forms like calendars and small bookmarks and things like that, we do keep it on a table, on a separate table. If anybody would like to buy them, it's not like very expensive things, but like ചെറിയ കാര്യങ്ങൾ ആൾക്കാർ സൈഡ് ടേബിൾസിൽ വെക്കാറുണ്ട്. But that does not interfere with the creating the art process. That is purely for the creative purpose. So I hope that is okay. Niyati, did I answer your question?
Yeah, yes. I've got one more doubt. Like it's not really very clear,
Yes.
but the thing is, like, when you try photographing people or when you try sketching them, like in a public space, so there's this question of consent there, right? I mean, with busking, they definitely know, I mean, you have their consent. But then the thing is, like, with consent, do you think you can capture really, I mean, the real essence of it? Like, every time you tell someone you are going to photograph them, there's that change. It's not natural anymore. Like, they become conscious. So don't you think that happens here too?
Well, that's a great question. With busking, it's always consensual. We always ask if it's all right. So I showed you pictures of artists who had held up the poetry that I'd written for them, and I've taken a picture of them. I have done it with permission. I've asked them, and there have been instances where I've been declined that permission. I'm like, I wouldn't like myself to be photographed. But I understand your question, and that's actually really relevant. And that is, I think, a very complex space. Especially when it comes to media like photography, this is a question that I have wondered for myself, and it's some, to be really honest, that's something that I myself have not found a very satisfying answer to. I've always wondered, like when Srishma asked me about sketching the person who's sitting on the other side, when I watched the video, it made me really happy to know that someone is doing this. But at the same time, I wondered, what if the person sitting on the other side refuses or does not like to be sketched or does not like to be a subject of a sketching? And this is something that has actually deeply troubled me. I'm afraid I don't have an answer or a fixed answer to this, because this is something that I've wondered about as well when it comes outside of the process of asking them and then doing it for them. Even portraits for a limited does not matter if there is permission, but like you said, the candidness of a photograph which is captured when the moment happens is a little complex. It is. And I'm really sorry because I don't have a solution to that question, because it's something that I constantly worry about. I constantly try to make sense of as well. But thank you for speaking about it. I'm sorry I don't have an answer
Yeah,
for that.
that's all right. Because, like, once you want to take the photograph, you want that freedom. But once you are the object of the photograph, consent really matters. So I understand. Yeah. Thank you, Devika.
Exactly. That is very well put, and I agree to that. Yes. Thank you, Niyati. Thank you.
Yeah, Devika, I just have one more comment to make. Like on one side, we have people who ask you, how do you manage all this time to communicate with people? Do you have time for all this talking? But on the other side, during the lockdown, when a lot of suicides, especially a lot of celebrity suicides happened, we kept stressing on the importance of communication, interpersonal communication. So these comments are like very mutually contradictory. I'm just curious to know what is the nature of conversation that you have with your buskies, as you call them.
Asha, I did not. Asha, I did not.
Uh,
Okay, right. So that is a very, is it, can I speak?
yes, yes, please. Did you get the question, or was there a network error?
There was a small error. Like I didn't hear what you said. A few words before you said mutually contradictory. I heard about the people taking their lives, but I didn't hear the a few words. I think I missed.
Well, I was saying, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I
You're
was
audible.
saying that on one side, there are people who say, how do you manage all this time for talking? Um, uh, how does this conversation happen? But on the other side, when people commit suicide, especially celebrity suicides during the lockdown, we say that communication is very important. You need to have interpersonal, face to face conversations, especially with professionals. So these two are mutually very contradictory. So I was just asking you, what is the nature of conversation that you engage with people?
Yeah, yeah, right. Um, the thing is, that is, I think that it is hypocrisy is sort of a little bit ironically built into human nature. People speak of the importance of communication, the importance of needing to communicate with people only after something drastic has happened. But after the horror of the drastic event which has happened reduces for the general public, things go back to where it used to be. The nature of that's a very interesting question because when I was busking for Kriti Book Fest, I had a person who came down, sat in front of me, and he asked what was happening. So I tried to explain what busking is, and he asked me, "Oh, so എനിക്കൊരു പ്രശ്നമുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ ആ പ്രശ്നം സോൾവ് ചെയ്ത് തരുമോ?" അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ചോദ്യം ഉണ്ടായി. And this was not something new to us because we knew that people oftentimes there was a chance of mistaking this for like a clinical therapy session or things like that, and the fact that there was no monetary aspect involved, I think sort of made it more attractive. I'm not sure, but it is contradictory because I think it's the way our society is. It prefers to speak about things when a horror or an act of violence has happened, but when the shock has died down, not for the people involved, but for the others around, it tends to come back to what it used to be. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് എടുത്തു പറയേണ്ടി വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട് പലപ്പോഴും ഇതൊരു തെറപ്പി സെഷൻ അല്ല ബട്ട് ദ പേഴ്സൺ സിറ്റിംഗ് ഓൺ ദി അതർ സൈഡ് ദ ബസ്കർ ഇസ് ഓൾസോ an equally vulnerable and equally confused individual who's also like you trying to make sense of the world. So we make art based on the conversations we have, but it's not a session that tries to give you mental health advice. So like you it is in fact the way this society functions. I think it's something that continues to exasperate me because people have asked me so many times, "നിനക്ക് എവിടുന്നാ സമയം കിട്ടുന്നത്?" ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു, I've not had an answer because we make time. That's it. There is no other answer for that, because it does not fit into the product. See, it's all connected. The way the word productive is defined depends upon whether people see busking as productive or not. As far as I'm concerned, it's one of the most productive things that I do on a regular basis. But it depends on how it's defined. Again, it depends on how people usually define success. And the parameters that come under that. So we have been asked if we are therapists. We've had to say no. And along with that, I also think it's a reflection of how our society, at least the Indian society, sees mental health and sees therapy. സൊല്യൂഷൻ എളുപ്പത്തിൽ കിട്ടുമെങ്കിൽ കുഴപ്പമില്ല, പക്ഷെ അതൊരു ഒരു തെറപ്പിസ്റ്റിനെ കണ്ട് ഒരു സെഷനിൽ ഇരുന്ന് സംസാരിക്കേണ്ട കാര്യമാണെങ്കിൽ suddenly it becomes taboo. So it's the kind of communication that we have with people and the bits and pieces of conversations that we have with these people sort of reflect the general thought capacities and the thought processes and types of thinking which have been inculcated into us over a period of time, over generations. And to give a small thing about, you asked me how the nature of my conversations, they're largely very creative. I try to, depending on what I think, I try to initiate conversations with them, their favorite stories, their favorite things about the world. Some people want poetries to be written about specific things and they communicate that to us. In other cases, we hold the initial thread of trying to get a conversation. Sometimes it's very easy, sometimes it can be elaborate, sometimes it's very surface level. So it completely, some people are afraid to talk. I mean, are a little inhibited to talk to us about things, but some others, because we are strangers, they don't have that problem of, will this person judge me? Will this person have a prejudice or a bias against me? That is absent, and because of that they tell very deep stories, very personal stories of theirs as well, but it never goes out, and we share their art only with their permission. So that is the nature, and that's a great question. Thank you,
Yeah, thank you.
Asha. I hope I answered.
Yes, yes. More questions, if any? എന്തെങ്കിലും ചോദിക്കാനുണ്ടോ? If not, we'll wind up. Any more questions? Please raise your hands. ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ Devika, it seems there aren't any more questions.
They're raising hands also virtually, Yeah, absolutely. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
there
This itself is amazing. I mean, whatever questions I was asked were very, very thought provoking, and I'm glad these are the things that people, that everybody listening to picked up and had doubts on. I'm glad that it, struck up a conversation, and I'm maybe they might discuss with themselves as well, right, with their friends, etc. So I think purpose is served. So I'm
Yeah,
glad.
generating a dialogue is the ultimate purpose of this meeting, anyways. So there is a question. One of your students, I saw a raised hand. Would you like to talk?
Absolutely, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Number I don't എനിക്ക് ആളെ locate ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല. Whoever raised a hand. Yes.
Hi, ma'am. Ma'am, it's me, Arati.
Hi, Arati. Yes, please ask.
Ma'am, I don't know if this is a serious question or something. It's just for the curiosity of asking it. Now, has there been any experience of has there been anyone who has spoken to you involved in busking and then gaining inspiration and then joined this group, the same activity like?
Really nice. Like people who came as buskies and then turned into buskers.
Yeah,
That's
yes,
what you
ma'am.
mean, right? Yes, yes, of course, of course. We've had a lot of people like that. We've had people who, like, by chance, especially when we sit in places like Subhash Park or run into us because they were just minding their own business and hanging out. Or we also do something. When we sit there and nobody approaches us, we take the liberty of slowly getting up and taking a walk, and then we'll ask them, would you like to sit down, have a conversation, and create art with us? This is a very blunt question, and this is something that people are not oftentimes used to. So there is like a, oh my God, reaction, but then they come and then they sit down. And we've had people who have joined us like that. Largely, it's through mutual friends, people coming, hearing about this and coming in. But yes, I personally haven't had uh, a person like that who has come in after talking to me, but our busking group has had a lot of experiences like that. That is why I really like to use the word collective, because we are collecting people, and then it's also constantly evolving and growing. It's an open door. The only rule is that we all have to be kind to each other. We have to be respectful to each other, and we should have within us a great creative passion and desire to perform art, to create art, and to generate art. So it is in itself a very inspiring process. But thank you for the question, Aarti. Yes, we have had people like that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Is there anyone else who want to speak? If not, we'll wind up the session. Anyone? Okay, Devika, then shall we wind up the session?
Yep, Asha, please.
Yeah.
We had a very
Yes,
interesting
yes.
session.
Yeah, it was a very productive session, Devika. Thank you everyone for the discussion. A very, very fruitful session. The last 1.5 hours that we spent together, it was very fruitful. And also, as I said, your talk is opening a lot of possibility for us, the researchers and the students of the department. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for accepting the invitation and sparing your time. And thank you, the dear students of St. Albert's and teachers and students of our department for joining. See you all until we convene next week or probably the week after that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deepika.
Thank you, Asha. Thank you, sir. And thank you, everyone, for inviting me and for coming as well. Thank you.
You
Have a
too.
great day.
See you, everyone.
Thank you.